We're asking the question, do I have to wait till 65? And that answer is no, you don't. If you think you are required to retire at 65, that you have to wait till that number, you can't do it beforehand. You've been lied to, you've been misled, and you can choose differently. Retiring at 65 has never been a law. It was an established expectation back during the 1930s when Social Security was first launched. And the reason Social Security was launched, it was because they wanted to stop the old people from starving to death. Then the war happened in the 40s, and you had companies and military institutions, etc., creating pensions for their workforces, which became a retirement vehicle that they could rely on for when they retired. And within those institutions, they set 65 as the start date to be able to begin accessing these funds. So it was never a legal requirement. It was just basically a corporate, a business, an organizational enforcement. We all just accepted it. Fast forward to the 70s, women are entering the workforce. They're now actually contributing to Social Security, which that's great. We actually have, back in 1970 something, there was only 43 of us 43% of us in the workforce. Today, over 72%. Yes, over 72%. I'd have to go back and check my research, but it's 72 plus in the workforce today. It's ebbed and flowed over the years, but at the end of the day, 65, not a real thing. Also, back in the 30s and 40s, we didn't live as long. You made it to 65, you're expected to be dead sometime in your early 70s. We're now living well into our 80s, and by well, I mean chronologically, not necessarily physically well, but we're living past 80, some of us into our 90s, and a few lucky bastards into their hundreds. Is your money going to take you all the way there? That's another reason why some of us aren't retiring. We're reinventing it, because even though we have done a good job with saving and contributing and investing and all of that, we got a lot of years between the date they tell us we can retire to when we're probably going to die. With that said, your money's got to last longer, so you need to work that into your retirement forecast, your retirement plan. I personally am forecasting out to age 93. We'll see. I may leave somebody very happy, or I may go out with zero. We don't know. I don't know. But what if you don't want to wait till 65? Do you have to? No. But we're adults. We just discussed the fact that we're living longer. You're living the life of increased cost of eggs and gas and bread. Inflation is a real thing, and it does spike. We've all seen the spike. We saw it some of the hurricanes before the pandemic. Pandemic hit through the roof. A lot of those prices have not come back down. And with every political upheaval in the world, prices spike again. You have to be prepared for that. So we're no longer asking the question, can I retire at 65? Nay, nay. We're asking the question, do I have to wait till 65? And that answer is no, you don't. You do not have to wait, but you've got to be prepared, or you've got to invent your retirement the way you want it to support what you do and you do not have. And that will include a hybrid retirement, a glide down retirement, or no retirement. Your choice. Hi, I'm Jenny. I got a little to say about a lot of stuff. And for my entire lifetime, 65 has been the target age for retirement. The government likes to convince us it's in control of when you can retire because it keeps shifting the Social Security collection age from this to that to that. That's only because they don't want to pay out. You're living longer, so they're going to have to pay you out longer. So they shift it, but it doesn't mean you have to adhere to it. You can retire whenever you daggum well please. Let's talk about that. We Gen Xers, we've been looking at this model for a bit now. And many of you figured it out before I did. You don't have to wait until 65. But the reality is, I didn't start prepping to my 40s. And there's a lot of you out there who really haven't gotten serious about preparing for your retirement financially, paying off debt, income, savings, investment. It's not too late to get serious about it, but your retirement's probably going to look different than somebody who started with the military, worked in the government, and then gratefully was able to retire at 56 with a couple of income streams coming in from those because they worked long enough in those institutions to retire. That is phenomenal. Kudos to them. I'm not one of them. My retirement's going to look different. And I get to decide how it looks based on the lifestyle I want to lead and the amount of money that I have. You have to figure that out as well. Down in the description, Master Your Money Plan Workbook, absolutely free. Go grab it. Start figuring out how much you need every month right now, regardless of what your age is. And then let's figure out the next step post that workbook is going to be to figure out how much will you need in your retirement years. Now, we're not talking about what do you need the big giant bucket? No, how much do you need every month when you retire? Is your house paid off? Have you paid off debt? Do you plan to pay off the debt before you stop working and retire? Are you ever going to stop working? Do you want to do a glide down, which is basically code word for, do you want to slowly taper, wind it down so you work full time now, maybe plus a couple extra jobs to pay off that debt, and then as time goes on, you do just one job. And then instead of doing 40 hours a week, you're going to do 32 hours a week. And then step it down. Glide down into retirement. It's putting yourself very gently into the pool and getting used to the temperature of the water. You can do it for money reasons, you can do it for social activity reasons, or just because you enjoy that pattern of life reasons. You get to decide. Many of us, women especially, we're not so much looking for freedom as we're looking for fulfillment. So part of the way that I am creating my own retirement scenario is I do plan to continue working, not necessarily outside the house, but I will have fulfilling projects that I continue to work on that may or may not produce income. This channel is one of them. Go like, subscribe, binge, share, keep coming back, etc., etc. Help me get monetized. I really appreciate that. But I will continue to build my retirement to where I have my own passion projects and things that I enjoy doing for as long as I enjoy doing them. Part of it is because I hope they do produce income to offset some of this drawdown on my retirement if I decide to leave the current job before my retirement age, whatever that may be. But it also will give me the flexibility to go and do my adventures, to do my experiences, to spend time with, to travel. I have a couple beloved folks left in my life of the older generation that when I'm 70 and 80 and I look back, am I going to be grateful that I kept showing back up to work every day, or that I built my own income stream so that I could have the flexibility to take them on the road and go spend time with those folks, to be there as they need somebody to help them in their older years. These are things that I'm building for. These are important to me. What's important to you? Leave down in the comments what you would do if you had a flexible income to which then you could travel or you could stay at home. You could run a dog rescue. You could pick up the grandkids after soccer practice. Whatever you want to do, let us know. And I know all of this sounds great, but at the end of the day, we still got to put food on the table like we have our entire lives. We still have to keep the lights on. We still need a roof over our head. So you have got to figure out what your financial situation looks like. And that will be the main driver for what your future designed for your retirement is going to entail. So go pick up that workbook, Master Your Money Plan, down in the description, and let's start working together to figure out what your retirement's going to look like. Keep coming back. I post on Saturdays and Wednesdays. Wednesdays more about mindset. getting yourself mentally ready for retirement, figuring out what you can start doing now to start slowly gliding into that mindset. And then Saturdays are videos like this where we're going to get a cup of coffee and a notebook, and we are going to have a hard talk about your money and things that you can start doing now to start getting ready for retirement. Information you need to know. Pull up a chair, get a cup of coffee, stop recording.